Hey guys, Short Midget here. I'm going to be making a really quick video on my USP. Somebody requested me to show more in detail what modifications I had to do to this to get it to function properly and not jam. So first of all, my tank. I run a Gorilla 3000 tank with a amped regulator and line. Now this is an SLP and this is a non-SLP tank. So basically the person that sold me this regulator is an idiot, and when I got it, first of all, it leaked. So I have plumber's tape. No, that's downstairs. Yeah, plumber's tape's downstairs now. But I had to use plumber's tape to fix this leak here. White plumber's tape, and that fixed it. But it's SLP. I don't know much about HPA. He hardly ever responded to me. I've had issues with this dude in the past. He's just so lazy. He would never answer me when I asked him details about the regulator. So it's not proper with my tank. And also the gauge has gone haywire. So it says it's at 160. And there's almost 160. And there's no air in there. And then when I turn it on, see, look, it goes haywire. So I've been told, I don't know much about HPA, but I've been told this tank is going to break this regulator because it has too much output. So maybe that's why the meter went haywire, and I've been told when it breaks, you're not going to be able to adjust the PSI. And I honestly don't care about it because the idiot's not giving me a refund. Even if I eat the shipping money to return, he won't do it. He's just so selfish. I bought things from him multiple times before, and actually he was the guy that scammed me on my P90, but then he ended up, about 4 or 5 months later, he ended up sending me a battery to repay me, and I sold the battery. I got 20 bucks out of the battery after shipping, so I was totally fine with that, to be honest. But I had waited for a long time, way too long. But I ended up getting the battery and then selling it right away, because I had no use for it. But so that's what I'm running at. PSI, it's about 120. It's about 110, 120. It says it's going haywire because this is going haywire. It's getting about 110, 120 PSI, which is totally fine. I think this pistol can handle that. As far as the regulator, if it breaks, I'm going to have to eat money and buy a new regulator or buy a new tank. But this regulator's already messed up, so I'll probably buy a new rig if anything breaks. Or Amped Airsoft makes rebuild kits for like 10, 15 bucks for these. So I can just get a rebuild kit and fix it. So as far as the pistol, I run the 2 HPA mags, but I didn't have to do any modification in the magazines except for stretching the spring to get the slide lock to lock back, but that ended up not being the issue. So it helped a little bit, but basically, I'll go ahead and disassemble this and you can see when I disassemble this. If I can do it with one hand. So I had to modify this. First of all, I took the spring out of here so it doesn't fight the slide lock. And I also sanded it down on those points so it wouldn't contact the slide, and it makes it more smooth. And then I filed the back here so that it'd be smooth again, and I filed the slide here so it would be smooth again. So lock back is fine now. I added a piece of plastic onto the spring guide. I don't know if these come stock like that, but I remember my friend's USP full size has a spring like spacer on it. It's actually bigger than this. And I'm not sure if the compacts come with that. I think they do, to be honest, as far as I can remember. So I had to put that there because I think the previous owner took it off. To just give the spring more power. It's not short stroking it at all. It's still pretty much full stroke. With the low receiver, obviously I took that spring out. Other than that, I didn't do anything in here, and it's actually got a steel hammer. I was surprised about that. You can see with the magnet, it's a steel hammer. So I wish the trigger was steel. I had a trigger on one of these snap off. So the trigger was steel. That would have made my day. With the slides, some more modifications. I had to do some things to the hop up. Okay. Plastic outer barrel sucks. I had to polish the feed ramp. So you can see, now this is, I know it's not a detailed video, but how do you do this? Basically, you just you look at the gun and see when it's jamming. My slide was not going all the way forward, so I pull it back and like you'd press check a real gun, you pull it back just a little bit slowly. Well, to press check, not necessarily slowly, but you know what I mean. You pull it back a little bit, and you can see where it's jammed. You can see how it's jammed up in there. And you basically want to file off what is causing the issue, which mine was on the sides. So I filed the sides off with a Dremel. And now it feeds fine. It fed fine for a while, and then I had more issues, so I decided to modify my nozzle to mesh with the hop-up. So basically what I did, I wouldn't do this, I would buy a new nozzle to see if that helps, but I didn't want to spend the money. So I took an X-Acto knife and basically cut that there because I noticed the BB was getting stuck right on the lip on the feed ramp. So I took that out so it would help load, and then I filed the front of this off that grabs the BB so it would be smooth again, and it's loaded ever since. 110, 120 PSI, it loads every single round. I have not gotten a jam in a long time, and even in cold weather, I go outside and it's like 20 degrees out there. It was like 20 last week. Degrees Fahrenheit, and it just went fine. Cycled fine. 2 mags through it. I did that in my video too. It was cold. On my shooting video. I don't think I have a slow motion video on my my Instagram, not my YouTube. So I'll probably do a slow motion video eventually of this. But right now, that's just, can't do that. It's dark out. So if you have any questions, comment below. But that's just more in depth. I'm not going to change anything on this. If anything, again, maybe a new regulator, but I don't want to spend the money on one. So I'm just going to, if I can find a mag somewhere cheap, someone selling one, I'll buy it and then just HPA tap it. But I'm not going to be looking for magazines because I have money to spend on other stuff. So stay tuned for more videos, guys. Thank you for watching. If you're not subscribed, go ahead and subscribe, especially if you're interested in airsoft stuff, because that's what I do. So thanks, guys. See you later.